Hello friends, it's me Karthik. Hope you guys are doing really good. So in this tutorial, I am going to convert a CSV file into the XML format with the help of Spring Batch. We are going to, consume an API where I am going to give CSV file dynamically and that will be converted into XML. As I said, from API, we are going to invoke our Spring Batch. How this API been created with the help of OpenAPI spec generator instead of we are manually writing that. Okay, so it's going to be a little longer video because from scratch till the end we are going to implement, right? So also, this is our second video in Spring Batch playlist, guys. There is another video that you could see here, first one, okay, where we have implemented from the scratch. Here as well, we are going to implement from the scratch. So you don't need to worry about anything. Okay, so first, this is the important part, guys. In order to implement any Spring Batch, first you need to understand Spring Batch architecture. Okay, so here we are going to convert a CSV file to the XML, right? So first we need to read that CSV file, then process it, write it to the XML. So all these were three steps on a high level. So that we have in the right side. Item reader is to read my CSV file. Processor is to process and to do some filter conditions. And the writer will write it to my XML here. So all these steps were added to the step object and this step will be added back to the job because the job launcher going to launch this job object. Okay, and also you need to keep in mind the job can have a multiple steps as well. Okay, so this is a high level architecture of Spring Batch. Let's go one by one and let's try to implement each one. Okay, so item reader I am going to take now. Okay, before to that, let me explain about my project libraries here. Okay, so what I have taken is in my previous videos itself I have explained, but on a high level I'll tell you. So this is my Spring Starter batch, and this is a very important one. Also, Spring Starter web also we need. Okay, and this is related to the open API generation. Okay, this there is a separate video. Let me try to show that. So guys, this is a video that talks about open API spec generation end to end. Okay, so here as well we are going to use the open API spec. That's why all these libraries, you don't need to worry about anything else. I am going to upload this into the Git and I will share the link with you guys. Okay, so let's get started here. First of all, as we have discussed, there will be a CSV file which needs to be converted to the XML file. So what is a CSV file? How big it is? So this is my CSV file, guys. It's a quite a big file. Now you could see it's a very big file. Right? This I need to convert to the XML. First of all, I need to load this into the application, right? So that's why I'll take a item reader according to the architecture. This is my architecture. So let's take the item reader first. Okay, I wanted to create a package for this. So this is like CSV to XML conversion, like that. Let's take, okay, CSV to XML conversion package. Here let's create a file here called CSV to XML conversion configuration, because Spring Batch is all about the different configurations, right? So let me pin this particular file first. Okay, so this for me is a configuration. Import as a configuration. Then let's take the bean object here as public, and this is my item reader. Okay, so as of now, let me keep it as well. I will change it slowly. Okay, so let me take it as an item reader here. Okay, now here we have this CSV file, right? So how we can read that? Using a object called flat file item reader. Okay, here we need to convert this CSV to the Pojo. Okay, let's do that first, then come back to here. So let me create another package, or I can create that here itself. Okay, so let me take it here only because I want everything to be in one place. Okay, so something called CSV to CSV to XML conversion. Okay, here this as a class I have taken. Now what you can do is this, we already have the Lombok in our system, so let's take all args constructor at the rate data, no args constructor. I'm allowing everything, and here XML root element. Okay, so let me take it as a record here. Okay, maybe something called value is equal to this. Okay, then here there is a one more will be there, XML accessor type. Okay, this we need to give. Then we are converting our CSV to the Pojo, right? So ensure we are giving all these items. So let me copy and paste it here, and let's try to keep everything here. Private integer ID. I'm just taking everything from there. Okay, private string first name, private everything here. I have taken XML root as a record, and all of them under that record should come as a field. Okay, here what you can do is XML, there is a something called XML attribute. Okay, XML attribute, and name is equal to what name you want this attribute to be. Okay, so ID. Similarly, let me copy and paste it everywhere. Yes, guys. Now you could see I have copy pasted everywhere. So what I am doing is this CSV file is getting converted into this Pojo, and here I am saying like XML root to be record, and each and every tag inside that root I am defining here. Right? Cool. Now let's go to our implementation. Okay, so this will be my flat file reader. So flat file reader is equal to new flat file item reader. Okay, now flat file item reader dot, here you could see there were a few things. First one is set set resource, because we need to read this CSV file, right? So let's set the resource here, new file system resource, and where this particular CSV file will be, from API I am going to upload this file, and that will come to me. So let me keep as of now as a string file path. Little bit of modification we need to do, that I will tell you when we go there. Okay, so this is my file path. Okay, then flat file item reader, do you want it to set this strict? No, yeah. So let me keep it as false. Then flat file item reader dot, here uh, name, let's give as a CSV to XML conversion. Okay, then flat file item reader dot here there will be lines to skip. That is important. Okay, lines to skip first line because this is having header which I don't need. Okay, that's why. Then flat file item reader as set line mapper is there. Okay, so let me take a line mapper here and let's return the flat file item reader. This line mapper I don't have as of now, right? So I'm creating a line mapper object here. Okay, so here simply use default line mapper, default line mapper. Okay, of what Pojo? Of this one. Okay, as let's say like default line mapper is equal to new default line mapper, and this one I'm going to return. Of course I need to set few items, but in the end I'm going to return that default line mapper. Okay, before to that, this is crying here, right? Because this is a void method I have taken, right? So let me change that return type to flat file item reader. Okay, now what we have, default line mapper, right? So here default line mapper dot, if you see there were two things, set field set mapper, set line tokenizer. Okay, this is set line tokenizer. Sorry, I already have it, right? So here it is like set field set mapper. Okay, so these two I need to build here, right? And I need to add it to that item. Okay, so delimited line tokenizer, you could see here. Okay, tokenizer is equal to new delimited line tokenizer. Okay, this object will be set here, and I need to configure few items to my delimited line tokenizer, like set delimiter. What is a delimiter? Comma is a delimiter, right? Tokenizer dot here set strict to false, then tokenizer dot set names. Okay, this is important actually, because this CSV file, what are all the names we have? Okay, these are the names, right? Let me paste it here, and I need to pass it over here basically. Okay, as a comma separation. Let me do that. So guys, this is done here. I have set my tokenizer properly. Then we have the field set mapper. What I need to do for field set mapper? There is one object called beanwrapper field set mapper, right? So that one, let me take it like line else like field set mapper. Okay, is equal to new beanwrapper field set mapper. Okay, so all these fields which we have here to be converted to which one? There is something called set target type. Okay, so all these fields were added to that particular target type. What is the target type? This is the target type. Okay, so this will go here, field set mapper. That's it. Okay, so here let me delete one empty line. Now you could see my line mapper is ready, and I have given that. So with this, my item reader is ready. Now let's go to the item processor. Simple. Let's go to the same package. Let's create a class called CSV to XML conversion processor. Okay, this will implements item processor basically. Okay, and this will ask for inbound and outbound. Okay, Inbound means what is the input and how I need to convert to the output. In my case, I'm reading it because item reader, what it is doing, it is reading the CSV file and converting into the POJO called CSV to XML POJO. This one, right? So the same thing, I'm going to use it here. Okay. So CSV to XML conversion POJO as an input, and let me use the same to my output. Okay, and here it is asking for us to implement a method called process. Okay, cool. I have this not correctly given the right file name, so let me rename it here. Okay, now this processor, this will be my input, this will be my output. If I wanted to do some processing, I can do here. As of now, I don't have, so let me take it as a whatever the input coming, I'm writing it back to my output type. Okay, so this is my processor here. Now let's go here. Okay, let's go and let me take a bean object. Okay, called public item processor of like item processor. I'm simply return new of CSV to XML conversion processor because I need this item processor bean object. That's why I have taken this bean and I simply create a object of that particular type. Now it's time to go to the item writer. Okay, this is very important here. Completed our item processor. Now let's take the item writer. So for that I have created a bean object, and let me take as of now void item writer. Okay, now what I need to do, from my CSV I need to convert that to the XML format, and this XML is going to write it to some other file, right? So for that purpose I need to use something called new stacks item writer. There is, you could see, item writer builder object. Okay, so what is a POJO? CSV to XML conversion POJO here. Okay, then there were couple of things we can do. Okay, so something called name. What is a name? Something called CSV to XML conversion, and there is something called root tag name. Okay, so let me take it as um, what I can do. What I can do is, what is the root element you wanted to take? Okay, so let me take it as record list. I'll take it like this. Okay, then I need to write it to the I need to write it, right. So resource I need to take. Okay, resource object. Okay, here new file system resource, and at which place I need to write. Okay, so as of now let me take it from the resource folder I wanted to create here, right? So what I can do, source main, I have source main and Java, then resources, and let me take it as customer dot xml, like we have defined here. Okay, cool. This is my resource. Then I'm simply going to build it. Before building this, we need to marshal that basically. Okay, so there is something called marshaller. Okay, this you need to keep. Okay, here Jax Yeah, jobs to be marshaller. Okay, as marshaller is equal to new jobs to be marshaller, and marshaller dot here. There will be something we need to set here. There is something called classes to be bound, basically. Okay, set classes to be bound. Okay, this one. So this one is going to be my which class I need to be bound. Okay, so this guy, classes to be bound dot class type. Okay, this will be like a marshaller here. Okay, so why this marshaller comes into picture, what is the use of it is simple. I have this Pojo, right? I need to convert into the XML format. This is a useful, and where this is coming from, this is coming from a package. We need to add it here. The dependency is OOXM, this guy. Okay, OXM, Spring OXM, that you need to add it. Okay, that's all you need to do here. Okay, and do I have anything? No, this is my item writer. Then what you have from this, I need to define my step object, then it will go to the job, right? So let's take a bean type here, and public step is nothing but it is, let me take it as a um, like step directly, not a big deal. Okay, and let's import the step here. Okay, then return, you have couple of things. Return new step builder will be there, step builder here. Okay, builder, what is the name of the step? This will be like CSV to XML step builder. Let's take that. Okay, and here you need to have that job repository. Okay, so let me take job repository here. Okay, as job repository, then I step builder, then chunk. We need to define like how many items you wanted to write, one at a time. So 10 items is going to be written at a time. Now it is expecting platform transaction manager, right? So let define here platform transaction manager as TXN manager, and let me keep it here TXN manager. Okay, then we have to add our reader processor writer item reader. Here I can take my step reader, something like this I can take, but again I need to have the path, right? So instead of that, what I can do is here I will simply pass as a parameter, and that I am going to use it here item reader. Then my processor is nothing but my item processor that I have defined little above. Then my writer is nothing but my, this guy item writer, which is using stacks event item writer. So this is my item writer, right? Then I'm going to build this. Here it is asking for okay, this is a void it is expecting, right? So let me take it as a item writer. Okay, now this is done, but here let's convert. Let me give this here a chunk, so 10 chunks each will be written here. This is my step here. Then let's build the job object, that is public job get job Okay, the job is going to have multiple steps again, right? So how I can take that? Simply use return new job builder. Okay, and what is the name of the job? CSV to XML conversion. Here it is expecting the job repository. Okay, so let me take these two here as of now. This is my item job repository. Then here I need to add my step, right? So what is the step? The step is nothing but this guy, step. But step is expecting three parameters, right? I have two as of now. So let me add this third parameter as well here. Now let's pass on all of them. Item reader, then I have the job repository, then I have the TXN manager. Okay, once I have this, end this and build it. This is my job. Okay, then I have one thing to do here because I have multiple job bean objects in my project. So I am naming this with like CSV to XML conversion job. Okay, this part is done. Let's go here. So I have converted my CSV to the XML with the help of Spring Batch. Execution is not yet done. How I need to convert again? I mean, how I need to execute with the help of Open API spec generator, right? So guys, until now, with the help of Spring Batch, we have taken the CSV file and we have tried to convert to the XML. Right. So what we did is simply we have created that step, item reader, item processor, item writer, and the job object. Now we need to use this job launcher, right? In order to use that, we need to have the API ready. We need to have the API ready, let's define our Open API spec generator. Okay, so first of all, to use Open API spec generator, there is a little bit of process that you need to do. Or else you can, one thing I can suggest is like either you can follow this method from here on, or you create a post mapping with multi-part file and you can do that. Anything is fine. I am using Open API because this is a standard practice and I wanted to do that sense so that I will get benefited and if you're watching you will also get benefited. Okay, this is an Open API generator. There's a separate video. This guy, okay, will help you to understand the configuration of Open API. Okay, so once you have said that, there is something called a specification here where you are going to define that. Okay, so that is here API YAML. Okay, so let's define a endpoint here, something called CSV to, let's say like CSV to XML convert. Let me take like that convert. Okay, and all of them related to controller model objects, I am going to define it here. Okay, in controller folder, and let's take CSV to XML conversion, like XML. Okay, convert here CSV to XML. Let me take it as a conversion dot YML. Okay, with the same name, let's define that particular file where in my controller folder. Okay, so here is my controller folder. I need to create that particular file. Okay, here is that file. Let me create it here, add it here. Okay, now what I need to do here? Okay, so this is my Swagger editor, guys, not mine. Actually, this is a online you will get Swagger editor. If you type it here, you will get it Swagger editor. Okay, there they have defined all of them, right? So simply here we have OpenAPI version info, all them service and paths, all of them we have given here. Now we need to start from this, right? So for me, I need a post call, right? So post, I will take it, or else, okay, caps lock is on. Let me remove that post and let's see what they have in post examples. Okay, now you could see something like this, they have it, right? So let me take like this. Okay, okay, so post is they have already defined here. Okay, so tags is nothing but CSV to XML conversion, same name as file name, you can keep it. What is the summary of it? This will be like CSV to XML convert. Description is what it is going to do. It is going to simply add description, going to convert CSV file to XML file. Okay, operation ID is nothing but the function name. Okay, so CSV to XML conversion, and as part of request body here they have given that again they have given the schema. Okay, that I don't want because I need to convert this into the multi-part, right? So request body going to have that multi-part file. So what I can do is simply use multi-part file type in OpenAPI specification. Here they will define few items. Let's use that. Okay, in schema, if you come here, request body, okay, they have this, right? So let me copy and paste it over here from request body. Okay, from request body, I have this. So what they are saying here is content type is multi-part form data, schema, object, and all the properties. Okay. As of now, I don't need these two properties. I need only one property, that is this guy. So I have deleted two and I have taken only one. Let me take it as a file type string format binary. Okay, this is my request, right? In my response, what I need to do, I need to return a string type. Okay, so simply go to your Swagger again and see what you can do. Content type is application JSON and it is going to return me the string type. Okay, so I have my request object. Okay, now what I can do is simply clean it and install this and see whether our pojos are getting created or not. Once that happens, we need to do some other process as well. Okay, so clean is happen and install. Okay, so what will happen is in clean the target folder is getting deleted, and in install what will happen is if everything is good, then this will generate us that all the controllers models that we have defined as part of this YML files. Okay, I think it is going to fail because I could see some error here. I need to see what is that error basically. Line number 70. Okay, I think here. Okay, yeah. So this is written here. Okay, cool. Now let me rerun this. Okay, so once that happens, what will get is now you could see in target in Open API generator, now you could see Open API is generating us those APIs, right? So Open API conversion, here you could see here, this is a post method and this is my multi-part file, right? Cool. Now I need to use this, and in my package I need to use this, right? So conversion XML to processor, I think this guy, here let me create a class called XML2, sorry, CSV2 XML REST controller, and let me add this as a REST controller directly, REST controller, and this is going to implement that particular thing, CSV to XML uh, conversion. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Where is that? What is that file name? File name is here, CSV to XML conversion API, right? So CSV to XML conversion API. This is the interface, guys. So this is going to be there, and here you use overwrite implemented method. Now you could see we got this CSV to XML, right? So you can have this. Good. Now my API is skeleton is ready. Now what I need to do, if you go to the architecture, there is something called job launcher to launch my job, right? So let me auto-write my job launcher here. Auto-write, keep it as a private job launcher. Okay, so as a job launcher, then let me auto-write my um, job object as well. So job. In my case, okay, if you see here in configuration, what I did is I have taken this name, right? So let me give the same name here as well. Okay, so how I can do that? Simply use a divide qualifier as a attribute and pass on the same name, so that it will know which job to take. In my project I have 3 jobs basically. Okay, so I'm telling Spring Boot to take exactly this job, which will convert my CSV to the XML format. So I have used this qualifier. Okay, now what I need to do here is simply use that job launcher object dot, there is something called run method. In run, you are going to pass the job, but you need to have the job parameters as well, right? Do you have the job parameters as of now? No. So let's define the job parameters first and come back to here. So job parameters as, let's say, like job parameters is equal to new uh, new job parameters dot to parameter. 1 minute. Job parameter, I think builder will be there. Yeah, job parameters builder dot, here all them will be there, 2 parameters. Okay, this is my job parameters. Okay, here let me add, first is start it at what time you wanted to start. I wanted to start at system dot current time in milliseconds. This is a one parameter, and the second parameter is add string. So basically, why I'm adding string? Okay, let's get that slowly. I have my job parameters defined, right? So just use job launcher dot run method to launch my job. This is my object defined over there, and I have my job parameters. Okay, then it will ask to, there will be couple of exceptions will be there. Let's add that method signature. No, let's add them into the try catch. Okay, all of them are here. Cool, nice. Now this will ask for some return type. You can take that. Okay, let's go that slowly. First here, I have this multi-part file. This multi-part file, I need to, send it to my item reader, right? This, sorry, not this. I need to send it to my item reader so that it will read that CSV file. Okay. As of now, am I doing anything here? If you go here, I'm simply passing that file path. Now, what I need to do, that thing I need to, pass on from API, right? So this is my multi-part file. Now, what I need to do is first let's take a few things here. I have this multi-part file, right? So simply I can have add string object and file path, and file path, let's take it a file path uh, object. Let's define a file path object here, string file path. Let me take it empty string as of now. Okay, this is my file path, right? What happened? Okay, semicolon. Okay, this is my file path, right? So this object I need to send it to my item reader. How I can do that? Here I have this value, right? Here what you need to do is you need to pass your job this completely. Okay, so here I have this job parameters. So job parameters dot the entire path of that particular thing, this. Okay, you need to copy paste this key name so that in real time, so when it is executing, it will take that particular path and it will take that. Okay, but here you need to define one more thing. This is a bean, right? So this bean will be like when your application is starting itself, this bean object will get created. But when I am going to get that file, when I am running it, I will add that particular file as part of my API in request body. I'll click on send, then I will get that. By that time, my bean is already been defined. Then there will be some mismatch, right? Because when this particular file comes only, I need to have that, right? So there I need to have a step scope uh, been here. So what I am saying is when I execute this particular file, when I click on that, when I attach this particular file and click on the send, then it will come to this particular thing, this particular job parameters as full path will be there, right? It will come here and accordingly this bean will get created with the help of this scope. Okay, so that part is completed. Now what happens is, okay, this is my thing, this is my configuration. Now here, okay, one minute. Yeah, so we are here, right? So file path, good. Now what I need to do is I need to build this file path now, right? So what I can do is file dot get original file name. Here I can only get that file name. Okay, I can only get this particular file name, right? So if I introduce it here, I have this original file name, right? So this whatever the file that I am attaching here should go to the item reader to read that. But I have this multi-file file only, right? So how I can pass on that? I can pass on something via job parameters, you could think. Whatever the file I have, I can pass on via job parameters. That item reader is already there to take it. But we don't have that sufficient thing here. Add, how can you do that? Add, we don't have that. Here you have only add a long string, all these things only there. So whatever the file that I have attached via API should be passed on to this. So there is a middle step I'm going to introduce. What is that? Whatever the file that user has attached in API will be copied to some location, and that location will be passed on here statically. Okay. So let's introduce that particular location. So something like string file path as location. Okay, what is that location is, let me take that location somewhere from here. Okay, okay, so in this location I'm going to define my path. This is nothing but in our project location only, basically I'll tell you. Okay, in our project location only in resource folder. Okay, now I have this particular location and I have the original file name. So what I can do is simply use both of them. So file path, here we have this, right? So private final file path. So this file path, let me take it here, place original file name. This will be there. Okay, might not have been initialized. Why? Okay, variable file path might not. Okay, okay, I think okay, two of them are there, right? So file, let's say like file folder I will take, and this file folder I'll keep it here. Okay, now with this name I'm going to create a file, let's say like file reader file as reader file is equal to new file of, I have this entire file path, right? So I can pass on that. Okay, now whatever the file I have in my multi-part file, I can simply transfer that to my reader file so that my file is being, you know, my file is being copied into this particular location. I'm simply doing that copy basically. Okay, transfer to will expect some IO exception. So let me put everything into the try block and let's add the catch here, IO exception catch. Okay, cool. Now I have this file path and I have sent this to my configuration. There I'm already handling everything. Cool. Now who will delete that particular file? So every time user is attaching a file via API, it is going to create a file in this folder, but who will delete that after some thousand times? Then thousand files will be there, right? It is going to take huge memory. There is no point in taking such memory because I'm not going to use that files again, right? So let's handle ourselves only. How I can handle, since I have this run status, run object in job execution, here run dot get status, get status to string. Okay, if this is completed, let me simply delete that particular file. Okay, so here what I can do is simply use completed dot equals ignore case of this. Okay, once it is completed, I can simply delete that particular file which we have copied. So files dot delete if exist is there, right? So that here paths dot get, and what is that entire path is here file path, right? So here I have the file path and I am going to delete that. So with this, what happening is whenever I am attaching a file, a new file will be created in the resource folder here, and once everything is done, it is going to delete that. There will be more IO operations, I understand, but this is better option. If you have something called Azure blob storage, if you are into cloud, you have this blob storage concept, then you can put this file into the blob storage and you can forget about that later on. Let's see. Okay, that is a one option because the blob storage is going to have a huge memory. Or else, once it is completed, you can simply remove that. Similarly, you have something in AWS as well. That is fine. Or else, if you are directly deploying in the VM, then discuss with your lead, okay, in which path I'm going to put this file. Accordingly, you need to delete it because this is an extra memory, right? Cool, nice. Now I have completed this thing. What else I can do as of now? No, I think we are good to go. Let's build this application and test it whether everything is working fine or not. Okay, this is done. Then click on install. So let me explain you from the scratch one more time. So what is happening here is I am going to take a file, multi-part file, and that multi-part file I am going to send it to my item reader so that my that is going to read that particular file. Okay, where is that? Here it is, uh, configuration. Okay, this item reader is going to read that, then line mapper, all those things will be set up properly, then the processor is going to process that. Item writer is I'm going to convert that to the XML, right? So that, and where that XML file is being stored, here it is stored, those things I have set properly. I think there is some exception it is showing here. Missing return statement. Yeah, fine. This is a string type, right? It is expecting that thing. Okay. So return response entity dot OK of body will come from one dot get status dot to string. This simple thing I am going to exception here item writer since it is already exist. Okay, so I came here in item writer. Okay, let's do one thing like CSV item writer. Let me pass on that here, and let's try to execute one more time. Let's see, are we getting any exception? Again, item writer, line mapper, file configuration. Okay, I think everything should be good as of now. Let's see. Okay, and similar exception I'm getting for step as well. Okay, so let me try to change that name here. Step, step, right? So CSV to XML step. Let me take this here and save it. Try to run this. Okay, similar exception in item reader as well. So because there were multiple are there, right? So CSV to XML item reader. Let me take something like this. Wherever I am using that. . . 。  . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, now let's try to rerun one more time. Yeah guys, so similar exception for item processor as well. So let me change that CSV item reader. Let me change it to CSV item processor. Okay, and this I need to keep it here. Okay, let's rerun this. So guys, I think the build is happening now properly. Build is successful. Now let's go to the application where we have this main method, and let's run that. Batch application, we have the main method defined here. Okay, so let's run that. This is a comment, no need to worry about that. If there is something, I would have already explained. Okay, so this is my thing. In the meantime, let me set my postman as well. So this is a post. Where is my API? This is the API, right? So this is a postman. Post method I have taken, and here I have this, and here with file I am sending, right? So file, and I need to attach that particular file. I'll do that once my application is up and running. I can do that. Now you could see compilation finished, no errors. That's good. I think we are good to go here. Within a minute or so application will be up. It is doing this liquid based changes. Okay, no issue. Okay, I think application is going to be up in a minute. Yeah, started the application, right? Cool. Now let's send the file. Where that file is, I think somewhere here. Customers.csv. Click on send. It is failed. Okay, it is failed because of some reason. What is that? Error creating a bean with the name CSV to XML reader defined in a class path. Okay, unsatisfied expressed to CSV to item reader parent. Okay, let me see that. Yeah, I think I have identified, because in job we have this item reader, right? But did we define bean with that name? No, we have defined with this CSV to XML item reader, right? So let's go to the job bean and change that here. Okay, so let's try to rerun this and see whether we are getting any exception or not. Yeah, so now you could see started the batch application. Now let me try to attach it again. Customers.csv. Click on open, click on send. Again it got failed with different reason, hopefully. Let's see. Error in creating a bean with CSV to item reader defined in a class path. Unsatisfied dependency okay, expressed to CSV to item reader parameter. Okay, 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 let me see that. So guys, what I did is, again I'm running into another issue, but one issue got resolved. This I have named with that name, I mean bean, because there were two item flat file item reader thing in my project, so I just given a name to the bean. That's all I did for the item reader. Now I ran into another issue, like expression passing failed. Okay. Why? Okay, property of the field full path cannot be found in an object of type collection unmodifiable map. Maybe not public or not valid. Okay, okay. Here I have this controller Then okay, okay, file folder, file path, original file name. I'm creating that thing here. Okay, string, and here I have the file path. Maybe let's do one thing like file full path. I'll take as a variable, and here I'll keep sysout, or you can add the logger, anything is fine, as what is that, file path. Okay, entire file path is file path. Okay, let's see whether that CSV file got created. Here it got created basically. Okay, it's nothing to worry about it. I I think this conversion only is a little troublesome here. That is what I'm thinking. Let's see. This is a REST controller. Then where it is, here it is, and in configuration, this do XML configuration I have is job parameters. 1 minute, it's a step scope. Okay, and go to the controller one more time, CSV2. No. Okay, this CSV2 XML. Okay, so this is job parameters. Okay, correct, only file full path to job parameters, and I have passed down here. Okay, I think I should get this. Yeah, not sure where it is going wrong. Let me rerun this. Yeah guys, it got completed finally. Good to hear that. And it should generate that uh, you know what you call that XML in the resource folder. Let's see whether we got that or not. In resource we have this. Okay, let me refresh this. Refresh. Okay, क्या हुआ? Whether that particular path is correct, configuration is 1 minute, where I have writing that file. Okay, source main Java resources customer.xml. Okay, source main, I think not Java. Okay, it got created here or not? No. This is not in Java, source main only. I think this folder might not be existing. Source main resources customer dot XML. I think this should be it. Let's see. Let me rerun this. So guys, our application is starting. Started application. Yes. Let's attach that file again. Customers.csv. Click on send. It is going to be completed, I believe. Completed. Okay. Then in resource, yes, customers.xml. Now you could see we got this, right? This record list and record. Let me take this and put it in here and beautify this, and let me show you. Record list is we have defined in our configuration here. Writer, where is that? Here, see, stacks event item writer, right? Yep. So this is a long but very useful tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. It's me, Karthik, signing off.